right, this is the NASCAR report. I am Wrycape. I have Joey Tron with me. Dan had some personal problems, so I'm going to take over hosting duties today. How you doing, Joey Tron?
Good. A little bummed the race is postponed till tomorrow, but we'll give out some winners and we'll watch them throughout the workday tomorrow.
Yeah, so they did announce earlier today that the race would be postponed to tomorrow at noon. Still on USA Network. We're going to go the same way. It's not like the numbers are going to change too much, so we don't have to worry about it. So, want to talk about Atlanta?
Yeah, I was a little bummed that they called that, especially considering we were looking pretty solid throughout most of the race, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they call it 10 minutes earlier. I guess Keselowski's winning that. Blaney had a nice shot before the rain. Who else did you have?
I had Blaney top 5 and Blaney to win, so I was pretty bummed up. I had AJ Allmendinger top 10, that cashed, but
Yeah.
other than that, kind of sucked because
I
of
feel you.
Blaney. I was pretty high on him, and like you said, if they would have called it a little bit earlier, would have been in the driver's seat.
Yes, sir. But we go on to New Hampshire now. I guess I'll break down the track facts, and we will go on with the show. So, as I said, this is the Crayon 301. This is race number 20 of 36. We are at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We're going to be doing 318 miles. That's 301 laps. This is in Loudon, New Hampshire. This is a flat short track, 1.58058 miles oval with 12-degree banking, which isn't much. Last year, Crayon 301, we saw Christopher Bell coming first, followed by Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Martin Truex, and Kevin Harvick. It's going to be difficult to pass here. Couple of things. Chevrolet has one win here in the last 15 races, and that was in 2016 with Kevin Harvick. This is an asphalt oval. There is banking in the turns. It does make it one of the fastest tracks on the circuit. Its racing will resemble a short track more so than an intermediate track. The closest in terms of banking and length are Phoenix and Richmond, so I'm using that. Gateway is similar as well, but it's longer, so it sometimes trends towards an intermediate track, but I'm using that as well. I'm also using Martinsville, which is half the side, but the shape is the same, the banking's similar. And 12 of the last 15 New Hampshire winners were Cup champions. So you want to give us Tron's trends?
Yeah, absolutely. Chevy has the most wins here all time with 19. Ford has won 4 straight here before Toyota won the most recent race. Among active drivers, Kevin Harvick has the most wins all time with 4. One thing I want to point out is I also had a Chevy car has not won here since 2016. Like you said, it was Kevin Harvick, but now he drives to the Ford, so I found that pretty interesting. And the pole winner has not won here since 2017.
Yeah, pole's expensive here. I don't like him anyway. I usually try to stay away from the pole. I try to stay away from favorite, and they're both the same guy, and the price is not to my liking.
No way, no value in it.
So yeah, I'm actually staying off outrights altogether today. Well, we'll start off like we always do with that's a winner. So I guess I'll go first. First guy I like is Kevin Harvick. So he leads all active drivers with 4 wins, 14 top 5 finishes, 26 top 10s here. He's been 6 or better with 3 wins in 10 of his last 12 starts here. He was 5th at both Phoenix and Richmond, which, as I said, are similar tracks. This is usually a get-right race for him. I know in 2019 he was winless until he came on, and he was strong at Gateway last month. Also, over the last 2 seasons on this sort of track, hold on, Rory, I got you. Kevin Harvick's average finish is 7.9. So in 10 races, he has 1 win and 7 top 10 finishes. Give me a minute. Let me get Rory on here. Go, Rory.
Go.
What's going on? All right.
Can you hear me?
This one. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right.
You hear me?
Yep.
All right.
There we go. Fixed.
Perfect. All right, so we just broke down the track facts, trends, whatnot. You got a guy you like to win this week here?
Yeah, Larson. I was on him coming in. I still on him. I like him even at. I got him again at 1,400 last night.
1,400.
Yeah, he was on that on DK. I think he's dropped a little bit now.
He's the one Hendrick guy I do like this week.
I mean, I like Harvick. I like him and Harvick. That's Harvick's my other play.
Yeah, I'm on Harvick too. I just talked about him.
Yeah, I'm on Harvick as well, but in a group bet.
All right. Well, how about you give us your that's a winner, Joey Tron?
Yeah, I like Brad Keselowski. I got him at plus 2,200 on DraftKings. He's got an average finish here of 3.7 since February of 2020 in 3 races. That includes 1 win and 2 top 5s. During his practice, none of his lap times went over 31 seconds. They were all 30.99 or lower, which I thought was some really good consistency with his car. He did well last week at Atlanta, so at this price, plus 2,200, I think it presents a really good value for Keselowski, especially with how familiar he is with this track.
Yeah, I would have gave him out this week, but I gave him out last week, and I don't like giving out the same guys over and over again. But I do like Brad Keselowski this week.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. I like him on the top 5, I think. Keselowski.
Yeah, that sounds good. But
I am top 5 as well. Plus 325 on Barstool.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
All right. So what do you got for lowrider?
Me?
Sure.
Honestly, I'm just playing Keselowski to win in top 5, and then I have Harvick to win Group 1 on DraftKings between Hamlin, Blaney, and Byron at plus 210.
All right. I like that.
That's all I'm really on. Because, like we talked about earlier, the odds are just too far for the winners up front. So, trying to look at different directions here.
Very ugly. You have any, you like any dark horse guys? Long odds, Rory?
That's what I was just getting ready. I think I do, actually. Kind of think Ryan Preece might have a shot. Who the hell knows? I'll roll with him. I mean, maybe they find some late, speed throughout the race. I don't even know where the hell where he qualified at, but I kind of like that number on him, considering I think he's fitted more for this track type.
Yeah, what did he run well at? Was Martinsville, right?
Yeah, Martinsville. He sat on the damn pole.
Yeah,
and was dominating.
Yeah, that might be a good bet. I was looking at him too. The guy I like for a lowrider is, well, he was in a little trouble. I think he's starting from the back, but I don't care. And that's Kyle Busch. He has 3 victories on the season. His resume here includes 3 wins, 11 top 5s, 1,134 laps led, which is the most among active driver. He has 7 consecutive top 10 finishes in 2023. He's 3rd in the regular season point standings. He is a solid candidate based on him leading 121 laps at St. Louis. Hot drivers over the last 3 races. Kyle Busch has an average finish of 6.3. He has 3 top 10 finishers. And over the last 10 races, he comes in number 2 with an average finish of 9.2 with 2 wins and 8 top 10 finishes. I think he'll be all right coming through the field, starting at the back. I expect to see some flags, and Kyle Busch, just like Kyle Larson, it doesn't matter where he starts. If he can be clean, he'll be at the end there.
I mean, Kyle's always been good here. I mean, I was impressed with it. He had some decent speed in practice, but apparently car was just too loose, I'm guessing. I mean, but he's had some bad luck at this place for like, what, 3 or 4 years in a row, and had some fast cars, but I don't see why he can't come from the rear and get it done.
Me neither. Hopefully he does. So what about head-to-head groups? Any prop bets you have? I actually have two of them.
Yeah, I actually like the Tyler Reddick plus 115 over Ryan Blaney. I, I have a feeling Reddick's going to have some speed today, and especially over the long run. And I think he can get through the field. And I mean, Blaney, I know he's been probably the best Penske driver at least the latter part of this year, but this isn't probably. I'm not too impressed of how well they ran here last year, and I think this type of track causes him problems if he has to make passes. He always has a difficult time if they have a penalty or something like that, and he's if he doesn't have just an awesome ass car at an easier place to pass, I feel like he struggles. So I think Tyler Reddick and them will be on their game today tomorrow. And Toyota, they've always generally been strong here, so I look for him to have a strong run today.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
on
actually
Caesars.
on a Penske fade as well. I took Ross Chastain over Joey Logano plus 125. I found that on BetMGM. This Chastain didn't really do well here the last two seasons, but you look back when he was at Chip Ganassi, he finished in second place. He did well at in the Xfinity series here, and I just think he has something to prove. He's been racing well the last couple of weeks, and I like the price of him to beat Joey Logano. Another one I have is Team of Race Winner, and I took JGR to win at plus 115. I found that on Unibet. So many of these JGR guys I think could win. Obviously, the top of the board, you have Bell, Truex, and Hamlin. So I expect, if not all three of them, to be competing for a win, at least one of them, and I think they're gonna take it here.
Could very well, maybe. I mean, it's pretty impressive start for Truex and Bell both. I mean, Bell definitely has backed up his favorite coming in, being the favorite coming in and pricing because he's usually pretty damn good when he qualifies well. So I mean I'm a huge Bell fan. I probably going to sit back and see what happens somewhat. Maybe Truex happens to get out there front, a little bit earlier, and you can get a better number on him or a better number on Truex. Or if they get backed up and they got that just that good of a car, you may see a better number. I mean, I really wouldn't. As good as both those cars are, it's hard to go with just one at the top with them. So
especially with the way the prices are.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those just kind of you either take one outright and one top three and hope you cash both of them, or you hope the top three covers it, or something like that. But yeah, they definitely showing. I mean, John Hunter Nemechek yesterday, I think in the Xfinity Series, still showed JGR dominates this place, and it's just hard to go against them.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm on them. So I guess we'll recap our races and let everybody know who we are, and we'll get out of here.
Hell yeah!
So I have Kevin Harvick top 5 at plus 170. I found that on Barstool. I have Kyle Busch top 5 plus 225. I found that on Caesar. Team of Race Winner JGR plus 115. I found that on Unibet. And then I have Chastain over Joey Logano, and that was plus 125 on BetMGM. Tron?
I have Brad Keselowski top 5 plus 325 on Barstool. Keselowski to win at plus 2200 on DraftKings, and then Kevin Harvick to win Group 1 on DraftKings at plus 210 against Denny Hamlin, Blaney, and Byron.
Go ahead, Rory.
All right, and I have Kyle Larson, which I think he's still maybe plus 1,300 or 1,200 on DK. I haven't looked, but it looks like he's still 1,100 out there, so just roll with that. And then Kevin Harvick plus 1,000 Just trying to grab some people. I think, if they gain some spots early on, maybe you don't see better pricing, but definitely gonna have my eye open. And then we got the Tyler Reddick plus 115 over Ryan Blaney on Caesars. I like that. I like going plus money at this place because sometimes strategy can come into play. Also, you get screwed up by a caution or people start pitting off different sequences. I like leaning more towards if I can get me a guy at some plus money or right around even, not paying a lot of juice at this place. And I might actually have one more that I like. I like your Harvick top five. Really do. I'm on that, but I also think old Dennis Hamlin plus 180 top five is an awesome play. I mean, him just starting in the back doesn't mean a whole lot. It tells me almost more so he's going to have a well balanced, good long run car, and they can definitely get up there. So I think that's awesome value on a guy that was probably closer to even coming into this race. I'm pretty sure at top five pricing. So I think you're getting a pretty good value right there.
Yeah. See, last year MGM used to give out those special bets where you could get like top three to be all JGR or something like that. I haven't seen that this week, but if it pops up, I'll definitely be on that. I do love that.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So, want to tell people who you are, where they can find you, what you're doing?
Yeah, everyone can find me over at Rory Picks on Twitter. Also have an Instagram, TikTok. I think both of those are Rory Picks 69. Also by listening to the Lay and Coin podcast with me and my man Skybox NASCAR, Mark Harris. We have a ball on that show, and also on the NASCAR gambling Twitter show on Wednesday nights at 8:00 with Derek Yoder and Full Tank with Phil and Mark. I mean, we've been doing that now for a while. We have too much fun on there too, but you can just find me basically anywhere. I'm usually around, popped up, talking some kind of NASCAR or Golf One, so that's where you can find me.
Yeah, you got any leans for the Open this weekend?
I gotta dig into that a little bit more. I'm liking Cam Smith coming in. I think his game is sharpening up. I think this is a place that his short game and putting's probably going to pay off a whole lot because those fairways look lightning fast. The last picture I seen of them, they're definitely going to be running, but that helps a guy like him that maybe doesn't hit the ball quite as far off the tee. Kind of puts them in a little bit better spots. And I think with the way the place is playing, I definitely could get down with a little mullet coming in. Rory's looking good too, but I just don't see him winning. I don't see him winning back-to-back weeks. I never like that in golf unless your name's like Tiger Woods. It doesn't happen very, very often. But we'll break it down. Me and you might be able to chat about it since you're capping golf now.
Yeah, I'll be breaking this one down for sure.
I appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah,
I love coming on here.
Go ahead, Joey Tron. Tell them where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at BenUnderdog. You can find me on the Insiders Room Discord as well. Yeah, and I do this show every Sunday with Rye. So,
all right, yeah. So for me, I'm at Wrycape pretty much everywhere on social media. You can find my picks at pickadvisor.com. I do have an MLB play today. You could also find my picks at Winners and Winers. And shortly, me and Joey Tron should be on a new platform as well. So, make sure you check out Lay and Coin podcast. When does that usually drop? Thursdays?
Yeah, most of the time Thursdays. We normally record on Wednesdays. Every once in a blue moon, we have to slide stuff around, but we normally just choose to waste a whole evening, night, or whatever towards recording. I think Mark does his Through the Gears on Wednesday nights typically too. So we just make that into just straight NASCAR talk all evening. So
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing though. I think that's what makes laying coin so good is where we record straight off of coming off the show and already then gotten like geared up and whatever,
Yeah, you got
talking
the blood
about
flowing.
stuff and got people asking questions and this and that. So like I don't know, you've already then had like what, a 6-pack by then through the first one. So yeah, it makes things good for the second.
I like it. So yeah, you can find that Laying Coin wherever you find podcasts, and then the NASCAR betting preview show is on Twitter Spaces every Wednesday night at 8:00. Yes.
Yep. 8
All
o'clock
right.
every Wednesday.
So make sure you go check out Rory Picks. Make sure you check out Joey Tron at Betting Underdog. Wrycape at Wrycape. Unfortunately, not happy race day because that's tomorrow, but I could still say let's cash some tickets. Thank you, fellas.